Hi everybody, this is Boog Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the brand new Neca Ultimate TMNT The Last Ronin The Lost Year's Nightwatcher Casey Jones figure. So before we take a look at Casey Jones, let's go ahead and take a look at all of the accessories that he comes with. So first up, he comes with a set of fisted hands. Up next, he comes with a set of these open relaxed hands. Up next, he comes with these tighter gripping accessory holding hands for the smaller accessories that he comes with. Up next, he comes with his cricket bat, and the sculpt on this looks really good. I love the sculpted wood grain and the little chunks that are taken out of it from battle damage. That looks really good. And then you get some really nice sculpt and paint detail to the wrappings as well. I love that black wash that's over it. That looks very awesome. Up next, he comes with his bats, and these look really good as well. The sculpt of them with the wood grain, and then all of the pieces taken out of it, like the scratches and stuff. That looks really good. The wrapping is also sculpted very well with a nice black wash over top of it that brings the detailing out very nicely. All of his weapons are detailed very well. Up next, he comes with these wider gripping accessory holding hands for holding the sledgehammer, and I'm really glad that Neca included a set of hands just for this, because it's a really big accessory, and if you used the other hands on it, you would stretch them out in no time. So I do think it's very awesome that they included a set of hands just for this bigger accessory. The only downside is putting it in his hand and sliding it in the way it should. I have left some white scuff marks on it. But other than that, it looks really good. I love the sculpt to it. The wrapping right here, in between all of the little wraps, you get black paint, and you also get a wash over top of it as well. So yeah, that looks really good. And he has a holster on the right side of his belt right here that you can actually put this in. So I think it's very awesome that he has that. Up next, he comes with his cloak, and this looks really good. The black paint on the wrinkles right there, as well as the red for the shoulder pads, looks very nice. And he actually has storage for his bats here. You just have to slide them up like this, and they stay in there very well. I was really surprised at that. It's a very secure fit. So man, he looks really awesome in this. The only downside is it does hinder his articulation just a little bit if you want to pose him around. But man, he looks really cool in that. He also comes with a hood that you can attach on here. It just pops on and off pretty easily. But I think that looks pretty cool for the most part, but mine doesn't always want to sit flush on the head. If you can get it flush on the head like that, that makes the cloak there look even cooler. And finally, he comes with his mask up head sculpt. And man, Neca did a phenomenal job on this. It looks like the artwork stepped straight off the page. That just looks really good. The sculpt of the hair is very nice. You get some nice gray paint variation over top of that. They even painted little lines for his facial hair as well as printed it underneath of that. That looks really good, along with the cuts on his face. That looks very awesome. Neca did a really good job on this. So now let's go ahead and take a closer look at the standard head sculpt. So taking a look at the standard head sculpt, that mask looks amazing. The red strap looks really good, and just like with the previous head sculpt, you get some very awesome sculpted hair with some light gray paint variation over top, and that looks really good. They even painted his facial hair on underneath this head sculpt. Instead of printing the underneath on though, it looks like it's just a wash with the black lines painted over top of that. But still, this head sculpt looks really good. Neca just did a very awesome job on it. And the rest of the figure looks really awesome too. I don't have the first release of Casey Jones, the non-black and white version, so I don't know if there's any reused parts on this. But I think Neca did a really good job on sculpting this nonetheless. I am very impressed with this overlay piece. It's a very soft, rubbery overlay piece that goes over top of the joint, and I was really afraid it'd be hindered, but he has some spectacular articulation there. I was really surprised with that. The lines painted over top of the wrinkles on the shirt looks really good. I definitely wish they would have matched the peg color up to his skin tone, because you can see that they actually cast this in a pretty accurate color to the wrapping. But yeah, this peg up here is just way too dark, and it's like that on both sides. He has some really good sculpt detail to the wrappings here on his hands, and it's really hard to tell. I don't know if my camera's picking it up, but it actually has a bit of like a cream color wash over top of it. I don't know if that's intentional, but yeah, mine has like this cream color wash over top of it. I think it's a little more prominent on the right side than the left side, but the left also has it as well. The straps are glued down on the back right here. The belt part at the bottom does shift up and down, but on the chest and back it's glued down, so you don't have to worry about that moving. The red accents on this figure just really pop in person, much like the other Nightwatcher figures. The red accents just really look good on this. Like on the strap right here, that really stands out on the black pants. This is a separate piece though. I definitely wish it would have been glued down because it just about fell off the figure when I took him out of the package. I have to keep sliding it up like that. You get just a little bit of paint variation on the pants, like right here on the wrinkles on the knees and up here by his hips. You can see the stitch work down the side of the pants. That looks really good. I feel like the wrinkles on this just look realistic the way they're laying on the figure. The sculpt of that just looks really good. And he even has some really nice sculpt detail to his boots. If you look, the laces are actually painted on there. They're painted on in black. So that's really tiny detailing, like the black line right here above the soles. That looks really good. It's a really fine detail, and that's painted on there very well. So yeah, Neca did a fantastic job on this figure. Not only do I like the look of it, but the articulation is really good as well. Before I go over that, I did want to say, I did forget to mention the sculpt right here on the elbow joint. They sculpted and painted the wrapping on right here. It actually lines up very well. I don't know if that'll chip over time after posing the figure around so much, but I do like that they sculpted and painted that on there. They honestly could have just painted a line on there, but they didn't. That's actually sculpted on there, and I'm glad that Neca put the extra effort in to do that. So now, let's go over his articulation. So he has a ball-jointed head that can look up all the way. He can look down all the way, even with the mask on. He can move his head side to side and all the way around. The only real place that I feel like is hindered is in the shoulders. So they can move out, but they do feel pretty stiff. He has a swivel at the bicep, double-jointed elbows that can bend all the way in. I was very surprised at the amount that he could bend in. He has swivel wrists that can move side to side and up and down very nicely. Now here, as I mentioned, is where I'm really surprised. So he can move back all the way, and he can actually crunch forward all the way, even with that overlay piece. So that is really awesome. He can also move side to side and all the way around. I was really afraid that this overlay piece would hinder the articulation, but he has some amazing range of motion right there. He has ball-jointed hips that can do a complete split. He can kick forward very, very far. He can kick back all the way. He has an excellent thigh swivel. Double-jointed knees that can move back that far. Swivel up here in the shin that can move side to side. Ankles that can move down all the way, up all the way, and a very nice ankle rocker. So yeah, Neca did a very awesome job on the articulation scheme on him. He has some great range of motion, and you can get him into some really cool poses. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here he is next to Leonardo. Here he is next to Donatello. And finally, here he is next to Michelangelo. So overall, I think Neca did a phenomenal job on this. This might be my new favorite last year's Last Ronin figure. He is just excellent on all levels. He comes with a bunch of really cool accessories. The sculpt and the paintwork look really good. As I said, it looks just like the artwork in the comic. And the articulation is top notch. I think that's what surprised me most about the figure, is he has some excellent range of motion. So yeah, definitely don't sleep on this one. This Casey figure is definitely my favorite Last Ronin Nightwatcher figure, and it's one of my favorite overall Last Ronin figures. Neca just did a very awesome job on this, and I believe there's only one more Nightwatcher figure coming, and that's April. Even though there's still one more figure to go, I think that Casey will probably be my favorite Nightwatcher figure. I'm just pleasantly surprised by him. He's just a very awesome figure all around. So, that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.